I never believed in the Nightmare Man. Not as a child, not as an adult. I thought he was a story parents told to keep kids in bed. The tall figure in the dark, the cold hand on the forehead, the whisper that says, "Go back to sleep. I'm not here yet." My grandmother used to warn me about him when I stayed at her house. She said he came for children who stayed up too late. She said he lived in the shadows between the streetlights. She said if I ever saw him, I should close my eyes and count backward from 100. I thought it was a game. I was 7. I didn't know that some games don't end. I saw him for the first time when I was 9. I woke up because my room was cold. Not chilly, cold. The kind of cold that hurts your lungs when you breathe. The window was closed. The heat was on. But my breath fogged in the air like it was winter. I looked at the corner of my room, near the closet. He was standing there. He was tall, taller than my father. His arms were long, hanging past his knees. His skin was the color of old paper, thin and wrinkled, like he'd been left in a drawer for too long. He had no eyes, just empty sockets, dark and deep, but I knew he was looking at me. I could feel his attention, heavy and cold, pressing on my chest. His mouth was open, not wide, just slightly, like he was about to whisper. I closed my eyes. I counted backward from 100. 99, 98, 97. When I opened my eyes, he was gone. The room was warm. My breath was normal. I told myself it was a dream. I didn't see him again for 10 years. I was home from college for winter break. I woke up at 3 in the morning. The room was cold. I looked at the corner. He was there, taller now. His arms were longer. His skin was grayer. His eye sockets were deeper, but his mouth was the same, slightly open, like he was about to speak. I didn't close my eyes this time. I was 19. I didn't believe in monsters. I sat up in bed and said, "You're not real." He didn't move, but his mouth closed. Then it opened again, wider this time, wide enough that I could see inside. There was nothing inside, just dark, dark that went on forever. I closed my eyes. I counted backward from 100, 99, 98. When I opened my eyes, he was gone. The room was warm. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. I started seeing him everywhere after that. Not every night, just sometimes. In the reflection of a dark window, in the back of a photograph, in the corner of my eye when I was walking home late. He was always there, always watching, always with his mouth slightly open. He never spoke. He never moved. He just waited. I told my grandmother. She was in a nursing home by then, her mind half gone, her body frail. But when I described the Nightmare Man, her eyes cleared. She grabbed my wrist. Her grip was strong, stronger than it should have been. "He's not a dream," she said. "He's a collector. He takes children who don't listen. He takes them to the place behind the dark, and he keeps them there, forever. You saw him when you were 9. That's why he won't leave. You looked at him. You saw his face. Now he knows your name. He knows your shape. He knows the sound of your heartbeat." I asked her how to make him stop. She said, "You can't. He'll follow you until you die, and then he'll follow you after." She died the next week. I didn't go to the funeral. I'm 32 now. I've moved 14 times. I've changed my name twice. I sleep with the lights on. I never look at dark corners. I never look at reflections after midnight. And for years, I didn't see him. I thought maybe he'd given up. Maybe my grandmother was wrong. Maybe he was just a dream after all. Last week, I woke up because my room was cold. The kind of cold that hurts your lungs. I didn't open my eyes. I kept them closed. I counted backward from 100, 99, 98. I felt him, standing at the foot of my bed. I could feel the weight of him, the cold, the dark, but this time he spoke. "You're not a child anymore," he said. His voice was dry, quiet, like leaves scraping across pavement. "I don't take adults. I don't collect them. But I can still visit, I can still watch, and I can still wait." I opened my eyes. He was leaning over me. His face was inches from mine. His eye sockets were not empty anymore. There were eyes in them. My eyes. My own eyes, looking back at me. "You've been running for 23 years, he said. "But you're not running from me. You're running from yourself. I'm not the Nightmare Man. I'm the part of you that you buried. The part that saw something when you were 9. Something you weren't supposed to see. Something that's been trying to get out ever since. He reached out and touched my forehead. His finger was cold, dry. It left a mark. "Remember," he said. "Remember what happened in your grandmother's house. The night you first saw me, you didn't just wake up, you got out of bed. You walked to the closet. You opened the door, and you saw something inside. Something that wasn't me. Something that's been hiding in your memory ever since." I closed my eyes. I didn't want to remember. But the memory came anyway. I was 9. I woke up because the room was cold. I looked at the corner. The nightmare man was there. But I didn't close my eyes. I didn't count backward. I got out of bed. I walked to the closet. I opened the door. Inside the closet was not clothes, not toys, not shoes. It was a room. A room that shouldn't have been there, with walls made of mirrors. And in the mirrors I saw myself. Not one self, hundreds of selves, all of them looking at me, all of them smiling. And in the center of the room there was a door, a small door, painted black, with a brass handle. Behind the door I heard breathing. Slow, deep, patient. I reached for the handle. My hand was shaking. I touched the brass. It was warm. I turned it, then I woke up, in my bed, with the nightmare man gone and the room warm and my grandmother standing in the doorway watching me. Her face was pale. Her hands were shaking. "You opened the closet," she said. "Didn't you?" I nodded. She sat on the edge of my bed. She held my hands. Her fingers were cold. "What did you see?" she asked. I told her the mirrors, the selves, the door, the breathing. She closed her eyes. "He's not the nightmare man," she said. "He's the door, and you opened it. Now the things behind it know you exist. They know your name, they know your shape, and they'll spend the rest of your life trying to get out." I didn't understand then. I understand now. The nightmare man isn't a monster. He's a warning. He's the thing that appears when the door opens, to remind you to close it, to remind you to forget, to remind you that some doors should never be opened. But I didn't close it. I opened it wider, and now the things behind it are not behind it anymore. They're in me. They're in my memories. They're in my dreams. Last night, I woke up because the room was cold. I didn't open my eyes. I didn't count backward. I just lay there, listening. The nightmare man was there. I could feel him, but he wasn't alone. There were others, hundreds of them, pressing against the walls of my bedroom, waiting. "You remember now," he said. "You remember what you saw. You remember the door. You remember the breathing. And now you know why I've been following you. Not to take you, to warn you, to keep you from opening the door again." I opened my eyes. He was standing in the corner. His eye sockets were empty. His mouth was closed. "It's too late," I said. He nodded. "It's too late. They're already out. Not all of them. Just a few. The ones who fit through the crack. They are in your world now, wearing faces, walking streets, living lives that don't belong to them." I asked him how to stop them. He said, "You can't. You can only hide and hope they don't find you." He faded. The room warmed. I didn't sleep. I'm telling you this because I think you've seen him too. Not the nightmare man. The others. The ones who came through the door. You've met them. You've talked to them. You've loved them. And you didn't know. You couldn't know. Because they wear their faces so well. But sometimes, late at night, you felt it. A cold spot in the bed. A whisper in a voice you recognize but can't place. A reflection that moves a second. Too late. That's them. That's the ones who got out. I'm going back to my grandmother's house tomorrow. The house is empty now. The closet is still there. The door is still there. I'm going to open it again. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to close the door from the other side. Maybe that will stop them. Maybe it won't. But I can't keep running. I've been running for 23 years, and I'm so tired. If you don't hear from me again, assume I made it. Assume the door is closed. Assume the nightmares are over. But if you wake up tomorrow and the room is cold, if you see a tall figure in the corner, with empty eyes and a closed mouth, don't be afraid. He's not the nightmare man. He's just the doorkeeper, and he's trying to keep you safe. Close your eyes. Count backward from 100. And whatever you do, don't open the closet.